Well, good morning and welcome back to another video. Now, you'll probably guess with the van behind us, I am back over on Vancouver Island. I'm back over spending some time with Adam Gibbs. Going to spend a few days with Adam, explore some areas, see what can come across, see if we can make some images and just have a good time. We really enjoyed it last time. We had a good laugh together, and it's nice being able to collab with people and just really have fun and enjoy myself. So that's why I came over for the few days. Now, we came out early this morning, got into Vancouver Island last night, so came out first thing this morning. Adam's taken us around a few locations. Now, we came up this bit of a service road. We're starting to get some fall colour. It's looking really nice. Not quite there yet, but it is starting to turn. And we came across this bit of a river coming down the side of the forest here, and it's really nice. There's some nice little waterfalls there. Now, the thing that's nice about the waterfalls, they're fanned out, so they've got some form, they've got some shape. So we're going to see if we can grab an image. Adam's in there now, walking in and out this part of the river, trying to make compositions. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get back to my bag, head in there and see what images we can come across. But he's to a great few days on Vancouver Island. I'm really looking forward to exploring a lot more of this area. So it's a bit of a tight area, it's a bit of a tight squeeze to try and come across compositions. So I've got in the best part that I can see at the moment. You'll be able to see a lovely waterfall behind us, and we've got these mosses on these boulders, and they really stand out. Over to my left hand side, that particularly attracted us because you've got these lovely formations in the rocks, and the moss is that thick that it really does coat that side of the forest there, and it looks really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go for the wide shot, possibly a 16 by 9. What I'm wanting to do is incorporate these mossy boulders and try to fill the edges of my screen, edges of the image, sorry, with interest. We've got some nice ambient light coming in from the sky, so it's giving us some nice highlights where I want the highlights. Now, I'm not using the polarizer for this shot. There's not a lot of glare in there, so there's no reason to put the polarizer on. The greens are quite wet from the overnight rain, so they're already saturated, and if you put that polarizer on, it's going to saturate them even more, and that's what I don't want, because I want the image to be natural. It's something I always say in my videos. If I can get it as close in camera as I can, saves us an awful lot of work in post, so this is what I'm going for. Now, I've found further up already, up this bit of a waterfall here, it's quite messy. The falls are quite messy above, so what I want to go for is just to capture the nice and the cleanest section and try and incorporate some of the falls above this main fall over my left shoulder. So that's what I'm going for. So I'm filling the edges of the frame with this interest, with the moss and the boulders. We've got some nice foliage over the top, and we've got this main waterfall. Now, really like this rock down by my right hand side. It's had some interest in that area in the water, and it's a lovely scene. You know, what more can I say about it? Gonna get back to the camera now. It's hard to show you the back of my LCD because it is, you know, it's a small area to work with. Adam's further down. We're just kind of taking turns to look about this area and get our images, so I've got to share this location because it is so small and limited for images. But I'll put this shot on the screen, see how it works out. F11, that's getting it sharp from front to back. The background's quite chaotic, so I'm not too bothered about the background. But F11, a sixth of a second, and it seems to be coming out great on the back camera. Now this is the problem when you come out with other photographers, you're jostling for position, trying to get your image because it is such a small area. So I'm dealing with this guy to my left hand side. I don't know if you'll know him. Apparently he's on YouTube and he's quite popular. So I'm going to explain the composition that I've got behind us. Now we are getting some highlights in this area at the moment, which is causing issues with that waterfall because we're getting specular highlights on the waterfall itself, which isn't great. So what I'm going to go for, I want to incorporate some of these boulders to my right hand side, put more into the image. I've came a bit further down the river like I said before. I want to include the very back falls there, putting out some of the top of the frame there because it is quite chaotic. And I just want this river leading down. Now you'll be able to see behind us there, we'll be able to see what the problem is that we're having. We're getting some highlights in the mid-sections there and just beyond the falls itself. Now that's when it becomes distracting in the image. Unfortunately, we've got a break in these clouds. It was actually sheltering that sunshine before, so the scene was nice and balanced, and we just had enough light from the sky highlighting these mosses. But you'll be able to see on the rear bank there, over to my left hand side, you'll be able to see how them highlights are creating hot spots, and that's not what you want in your image. You want it to be as balanced as you can without, limit those distractions. Now I'm shooting it at 24mm just like before. It's nice to get the 24mm out again for when you're in these confined areas, get a nice wide perspective on the shot. And I'm going to focus stack this because I'm quite close to this immediate foreground, so I'm going to focus stack it at F11 and getting around about 1/6 of a second, so that's ideal for the water. ISO 250 because it is quite dark in here, and we've got to wait for some of this, this harsh light that we're getting round about the windfall area. And yeah, see how it works. We're getting some mist in the background and it's catching some of that light, so it could make for an interesting image. Not that I'm going to get a shot because it's hogging the centre of the river here. Is that a bear? Yeah. The problem we're coming across mainly in this location, because we've moved out on from the falls that we were at earlier on, we were jostling for position, fighting for compositions because it was such a small a small area to work in, but hopefully we both managed to come away with some images. But Adam's brought us to this location. It was only about a kilometre hiking. What an amazing place it is. It's called Fossley Creek, is it? It's called Fossley Creek. So we're going to try for some images. Now, getting some nice light coming in from the sky. We've lost a lot of that bright sunlight that was causing us problems earlier on. So we've got some overcast skies there again now. It is later in the day, so this is probably going to be the last location for today. But what a great scene behind us, it really is. Now the problem that we're up against is we're getting a lot of movement in the right hand side of the frame over my left shoulder there. There's a lot of movement in the foliage. So I've took some test shots. Now I'm finding round about F11, focus on the immediate foreground is quite far away. It's beyond this log that you can see going over the river. I'm finding at F11, it's getting everything sharp that I want sharp, because in the very background, it's quite dark and there's not a lot of detail there anyway. And you've just got the waterfall in the distance, but the main concentration is going to be on the foreground. It's a lot more interesting in the background. You know, I've got these mossy boulders really catching some nice light. I've got a log over the left hand side. It leads you up the river through the frame. There's some fall colour in the left hand side being highlighted by that light, so it's all working together as a nice image. Now it's probably going to be a 16:9 or maybe a pano style shot, but it really is nice. Just the light at the moment is perfect. The only problem we're getting is we have got a lot of foliage moving. We're just going to carry on, try some images here.
Is it a glorious shot?
It's an absolute glorious shot. So we're going to try some images here, see how they work out, and I'll put them on the screen above. So that's going to be it for today. We've tried that waterfall earlier on.
Yep, good.
And then Adam's kindly brought us to this location. Never been to this location. I think Adam's only been once before, did you say?
Yeah, that's nice.
But it's nice. You know, we've lost a lot of that light that we had before. It was nice and backlit in the background. Quite tricky because we had a lot of movement in the foliage in the right hand side of the frame, but we'll see how we get on. We've got another couple of days of scouting locations, see what we can come across, but for today it's been brilliant. So
it's been glorious.
if you enjoyed today's video, exactly, it's been glorious. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Check out Adam's channel if you haven't seen him before. He's not very popular, so if you want to give him a like or a thumbs up, it would be much appreciated at the same, or a thumbs down. We are going to head back to the car now. We're going to get something to eat. We're going to grab a beer. If you haven't seen my channel before, hit the subscribe button. From me and Adam Gibbs, until next time, thanks for watching. Bye bye. Thank you.